Hello everyone, it's me, Aaron, and here on the Professor Thorgy channel, we like to celebrate everything from the world of geekery, and that oftentimes means celebrating the success stories, focusing on those comics and video games and movies that have already gone out there and succeeded and touched so many people's lives. However, I also want to help out the little guys. I also want to help out all those new upcoming projects that one day, if properly funded, could turn into the next great big geeky franchise. So that is why I've decided to start this brand new series where I will be focusing on Kickstarters, IndieGoGos, GoFundMes that are there to help support those young creators who are going to one day hopefully turn out the next great comic or video game or movie. And that is why I have decided to call this series
Shut up and take my money!
I will admit it's a working title. But this isn't just the first episode of this new show. No, this is part of Thorgiween, my month-long celebration of everything spooky. And because of that, we are going to focus on a brand new comic series that has gone up on Kickstarter called Monster of the Week. Now, I will put a link in the comments below where you can go to the Kickstarter page and get far more information on this project there, but just to give you a summary of what this is about, it's a comic series that's based on the idea of how the Midwest is constantly hit by tornadoes every single week for 3 months out of the year, and they said, hey, what if instead of tornadoes, it was a giant monster? Every single week, a giant monster dropped down into the middle of your town, and the later it goes into the week before it shows up, the bigger it's going to be. Now, they have said that they want to make this a combination of a celebration of all things kaiju, all things giant monster, and that fun spirit of Adventure Time. Although I gotta admit, yes, it does remind me of Adventure Time, but as I looked at this, I got a real Gravity Falls vibe from it. And you guys know me, I love Gravity Falls. So this is a project that can try and bring back some of that energy and imagination that show had. I'm all for it. Now this series is going to focus primarily on 4 protagonists. 2 friends who want to battle a monster and defeat it and get all the fame and glory that comes with it. A young girl who wants to be an inventor who creates the next giant monster slaying weapon and becomes famous off that. And then a young girl called Sam who just loves monsters and wants to become one. It is a very delightful bunch. Now, at the time of this recording, they have 16 days left, and they are roughly a third of the way through their funding, which for Kickstarter is actually not that bad. It looks like they might hit that, but I don't want to take that risk. So, I'm encouraging everybody out there who thinks that this sounds like a fun idea to go to the link in the comments down below to their Kickstarter page and help fund this project. It's actually a really cheap project. Most of these Kickstarters for comics require tons of cash because they have to hire on the artists, they have to hire on the colors, they have to hire on the inkers, they have to hire on all these other people. This thing is already done. It's already finished. They just need the money to send it to the printer, so they're only asking for $1,500, which for a Kickstarter project is actually not asking all that much money. So I would love it if the Professor Thorgy team could all come together as one and help them fund this project. And don't you hate it when Kickstarters have these big goals and you have to raise a ton of cash to get a little tiny prize? I'm actually really impressed with the goals that they have on this project. I'm really impressed with how much you have to donate compared to what you get as a prize. It's actually pretty even. For example, if you donate $5, you get a digital copy of the book. The book is probably going to be $4 on its own anyways, so if this sounds interesting to you, just pay an extra $1 and you've already got it and you've helped them reach their goal. But once you hit $25, that's when some really cool prizes start to kick in, because at $25, $40, and $50, you can get your hands on one of 3 Halloween exclusive variants. Yes, they have printed out 3 exclusive variants in which it shows the protagonists of this series all dressed in different Halloween costumes. One of them has them as Pokemon hunters going after a giant monster. Another has them as the characters from Stranger Things, so instantly I want both of those covers already. And then the third one is them as Dr. Seuss characters. So if you pledge 25, you get one of them. You pledge 40, you get 2. You pledge 50, you get all 3. But that's just for people out there who are just comic book fans, just fans of giant monsters and want to read this book. But if you actually work in a comic book store, they have further goals that would actually help your store. Like if you pledge $75, they will give you 30 copies of the book, which means that if you put them on your shelf and sell them for $4 each, which is the average price of a comic, Boom, instant profit. You're actually making money off of this. And if you pledge $100 and you live within 100 miles of Los Angeles, they will come to your store and do a signing there when the first issue actually comes out. Again, I should point out, this only works if you work in a comic book store. If you live within 100 miles of LA, don't just go ahead and pledge $100 and then shock your comic book store when these guys just happen to show up there. Get permission from your store first. But that's it for today's episode, everyone. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this show, because this is a show that I've been wanting to do for a long time, so I'm glad that we finally got our first episode of it out there, because I really do believe that it is important to put focus and help support these new young creators out there and help them achieve their dreams, because their dreams could end up becoming the next big geeky obsession that everyone loves out there. So let me know what you thought about this show down below. Also, if there's any other Kickstarters or IndieGoGos or projects out there that you believe need to get funded, let me know those in the comments down below, or contact me on Twitter and Tumblr, because I need future projects to spotlight on this show. But for now, I'm just gonna say thanks for watching, everyone. Come back next time. Bye.